On today's episode of Pdubs Arcade Loft, we're going to test a prototype upgrade kit for the Costco Mortal Kombat Cabinet using the Midway Legacy Cabinet. Okay everyone, welcome back. We're going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. The goal of this is science. We're trying to see if the original Costco Mortal Kombat Cabinet is compatible with the PCB board and all that stuff with the Midway Legacy Cabinet. This is a great idea for the possibility of Arcade1Up. We would love to see you sell upgrade kits down the road so folks don't have to purchase a whole new cabinet every single time. So taking a look at the inside of the Midway Legacy Cabinet, once you remove that PCB board, you'll notice that it looks to be the exact same style PCB board as the Costco Mortal Kombat, as well as if you check the BOE monitor, it's the exact same model number, exact same monitor as the Costco Mortal Kombat cabinet. Here's what it looked like before it was unplugged. You'll notice on the LVDS cable, the red wires are to the right on the PCB board, and when it comes to the power cable for the monitor, the red wire is on the left. That's important to know when you're unplugging and plugging these back into cabinets. Here's a good shot of the PCB board, and now it's time to take off the back of the Costco cabinet and see what's inside. You'll see the BOE model sticker there. It's the exact same model number monitor as the monitor in the Midway Legacy Cabinet, and you'll notice these PCB boards are virtually identical. When we put them side by side, it's the exact same board. The only way you can kind of tell the difference is the Midway Legacy Cabinet. It's got a nice white sticker on it over one of the chips that says it's the Midway Legacy Cabinet. Otherwise, you can't tell the difference between the two. Things are looking good. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and connect the new Midway Legacy Cabinet PCB to the Costco monitor, connecting it the same way we showed you in that prior photo. What's really nice is we're literally just connecting 3 wires, the LVDS cable, the power cable, as well as the ribbon cable that connects the control deck to the PCB. 3 cables and you're done. After those 3 cables were connected, I also plugged the power cable for the Marquee into the Marquee power port on the PCB board. I also went ahead and I plugged in the power cable that came with the Midway Legacy Cabinet into the PCB board as well. One thing to note is we have a mono speaker and we have the volume. That's just the toggle switch, but we're going to go through these in due order. Taking a look here, once I flick the power switch, guess what? Everything turns on. Okay, now things are getting kind of exciting here. So what we can do is we can address the sound, because this Costco Mortal Kombat came with a mono speaker, whereas the Midway Legacy Cabinet comes with stereo speakers, 2 speakers. And obviously the stereo speakers on the Midway Legacy Cabinet, along with the Midway Legacy Marquee, are not going to fit in the Costco cabinet. So we do have a workaround there. The other issue, of course, is this particular cabinet just has a toggle switch for the volume. Now what's interesting is with the toggle switch here, because we have a 3-step toggle switch, if you push it to the left, all the way to the left, it will turn the volume down. If you push it all the way to the right, it will turn the volume up. And if you park it in the middle, it'll lock in the volume. So technically, if you can live with that, you really don't need to make any changes here. But one thing you could harvest is the volume toggle off of the Midway Legacy Cabinet, because it's a sliding toggle, not a 3-step toggle, if you wanted to go that far. However, because it works, I'm going to leave it as is. So again, you could take the Midway Legacy power switch as well as volume sliders, and you could hot swap them into the Costco Mortal Kombat cabinets easily if you wanted to do that. Taking a look and testing all of the games, no issues. All the controls are working on here, just like they were working on the Midway Legacy cabinet. I'll show you my solution for that mono speaker in just a second, but taking a look here, guys, you know, my review video for the Midway Legacy Cabinet, I posted it yesterday. The link is in the video description. You might want to check that out. Honestly, I don't think the Legacy cabinets aren't that shabby. The big issue is you can't see the screen. The cabinet's a little bit shorter, so someone of my height has a hard time seeing these games. So it would be nice for Arcade1Up to sell upgrade kits. That way existing owners aren't obligated to purchase a whole new cabinet. Now I know Arcade1Up's business model is probably to sell you a whole new cabinet, but wouldn't it just be glorious if Arcade1Up did this for their existing customers, is sell just the PCB boards for upgrades for folks with existing cabinets, because a lot of these PCB boards and monitors and control decks are compatible with each other, even though they're from different generations of Arcade1Up. So even though I don't have any speakers plugged into the 3.5mm jack audio port, the system is getting sound through the data cable, through the ribbon cable, to the control deck, which is outputting onto that mono speaker right there. All we have to do is plug a speaker, or a really nice speaker, into that port. So you'll notice here, now this is just for testing purposes, I have a soundbar, a really decent one, that gets nice and loud, plugged into the port, and now mounted on top of the cabinet. You'll kind of also notice in the corner there, the Miss Pac-Man cabinet. On my Miss Pac-Man 60-in-1 mod, I have a similar soundbar as well mounted behind the marquee. That's that little black thing you see sitting behind the marquee. So these soundbars, once they're plugged into the 3.5mm jack, it overrides the speaker output to the mono speaker that's plugged in. So good news, we don't have to go in and unplug the mono speaker from the control deck. The system detects that you do have something plugged into that headphone jack, and so it deactivates that mono speaker, and the only sound now is coming out the sound bar. Let's take a listen. I didn't have it very loud, but this thing does get hella loud. And to clean up the install, can drill a quick hole and run the wires for the soundbar through the top there of the H panel, or you can run the wires on the outside of the H panel, whatever floats your boat. Here in this image you can see this is how it could look two ways, inside and outside the H panel for the 3.5mm jack, as well as the power charging cable for the speaker. And of course now the speaker is attached via adhesive strips. Pretty nice experiment, pretty easy way to upgrade an existing Costco Mortal Kombat cabinet. A cabinet without the ledges, without the raised edges, without the wings, without the marquee line of sight issues. It's pretty easy to get this done and enjoy a better experience on that Costco Mortal Kombat cabinet. And of course that soundbar is hidden behind the marquee, kind of like how it is on the Pac-Man, so it doesn't look funky or weird or anything like that. Pretty easy upgrade. Now you might say, well, why spend $400 upgrade? What are you going to do now? Well, of course, if I decide to keep it this way, what I can do now with that Midway Legacy cabinet is that can become a project cabinet for the next custom build, so it doesn't go to waste. Or I could easily sell that for parts on arcade forums, and I guarantee you I could probably get $100 to $200 for the monitor, riser, cabinet, shell, etc. Pretty neat experiment, guys, and if you agree with me that Arcade1Up should consider selling upgrade kits for their cabinets, kind of like this one, let me know. Give me your honest opinions and feedback in the comments below. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on the way out, and as always, guys, thank you for subscribing.